What do Thomas Shelby, Jordan Belfort, Harvey Specter, and Catherine Trammell have in common? They dominate every room they step in. When we hear the word dominance, there's one particular thing that comes to our minds: the school bullies. Anyhow, they're controlling people in every area of our life. Such a person may be one of the colleagues, the boss, a friend, a family member, or even your girlfriend. Dominant people always blame the other person. They constantly criticize, manipulate, intimidate. They don't accept no for an answer, and may go as far as abusive actions. In humans, the cause of this behavior is the inner desire to have power and authority over others. Although this can become harmful when it exceeds the normal level, dominant people get what they want much more easily and become the leader of the group or relationship. This behavior is present in almost every species, even in dogs. So in this episode, the dogs that will win the crown for dominance. Caucasian Shepherd Dog. The dominance of today's Caucasian is a result of his past job as a livestock protector from wolves, jackals, bears, and later guardian of the communist prisons, and even the Berlin Wall. This dog won't hesitate in taking the role of the leader if the owner fails to do so. He may react aggressively. He can be stubborn and hard to master. This breed is suspicious to strangers and shows dominance over other dogs, for whom its size is too much to handle. The basic needs of such a dog are space, attention, and finally, a trained owner who doesn't accept the other's dominance easily. The training of this kind of dog is not a job anyone can do, so this should start when he's a puppy, around 6 to 8 weeks old, and the owner must confidently prove leadership. Caucasian Shepherd is one of the oldest breeds, and some archaeological findings date back to ancient Mesopotamia. Boerboel. These dogs were bred to protect families and farms in South Africa. Their duties were to be dominant and protective free thinkers who knew how to perceive threat and react in the proper way without instructions. An adult boerboel gets even more dominant, as it's been observed that the level of this behavior starts increasing, especially at the age of 2 to 4 years. This dog is prone to take control not only of the owner, but also over other dogs of the same sex, which he considers a competition. To put such a dog in its place, obedience training should start at a young age. A boerboel who has an excessive freedom or isn't properly disciplined will literally step over its owner. Presa canario. This is a breed with working instincts and natural dominance, which is explained by the fact that they were used to attack wild dogs and later in dogfighting. Even when the owner manages to show leadership, Presa canario may display his dominant nature in relation to other dogs or strangers. Their needs include long walks due to high energy and constant mental stimulation. If these dogs are raised the wrong way, they can transform into big, aggressive dogs, so although they're highly respected in their homeland, they're not welcome in other parts of the world. In the 14th century, these were so special to the people of the Canary Islands that some of them were even buried with them. Giant Schnauzer. Watchdogs, guardians, and later military dogs, it's understandable from where these dogs have taken the dominant temperament and tendency to be leaders. A dominant giant Schnauzer leads the other dogs during walks, pulls the leash, responds to commands with bark, and prefers to give rather than accept orders. They're an energetic breed that require at least 2 long walks during the day or 30 to 60 minutes of exercise in the backyard. When not trained from an early age, he may become a problem even for experienced owners. Because of his dominant character, Giant Schnauzer doesn't back up from challenges and even initiates them, especially with dogs of the same gender. American Bulldog. The past on farms, bull baiting, and dogfighting proves that these dogs are instinctively dominant dogs. This behavior is especially evident in puppies, which is completely natural, and it's often manifested through biting. So these dogs need a dominant owner who isn't afraid to show them who rules the house. Because of his independent nature and the difficulty of being submissive, an American Bulldog may be resistant to obedience, and sometimes the only solution is a professional trainer. Neapolitan Mastiff. Due to arrogance and stubbornness, this breed requires an owner who understands its personality. Their dominant temperament is especially emphasized during the adolescence phase at the age of 2 to 3 years, when it's very common for a Neapolitan Mastiff to refuse obeying even the simplest commands, like sit or walk. Instead, he'll lie down to show that he can't be controlled. If ordered with a harsh tone, he'll ignore you. The easiest way for such a dog to accept the owner's authority is to establish a close bond and respect. Siberian Husky. In the past, these dogs have worked in packs that were organized according to a strict hierarchy, where everyone had to obey the orders of the leader. So today, Husky assumes this role if he perceives that there is no real leader at home. The dominance of this breed is shown mainly through body language. A Husky who tends to look as big as possible with erected ears, chest out, and curved tail signals that he's in charge. These dogs do not belong to the eager-to-please group. That's why many owners sooner or later will have problems of dominance with them. Compared to males, female Huskies are much less dominant, so they're much easier trained and don't question the authority of their owner. Dogo Argentino. Good pack hunters, guardians, dog fighters, military dogs. If given the chance, these dogs will try to step over their owner. This is not a suitable dog for gentle and non-confident owners, much less for those who are first-time owners. Because if you are not enough dominant with them, you will most likely encounter a strong wall of indifference. When Dogo Argentino refuses to wear the collar, when he pulls on the leash, directs the owner during walks, and throws himself at people, these are clear signs that he's achieved complete dominance and sees himself as a leader. While puppies have no tendency to command as they accept the status of the follower, dogs 15 to 35 months old are highly prone to exhibit such behaviors. Doberman Pinscher. Many Dobermans show dominance during their interaction with other dogs, but also with their owner. The classic signs of dominance appear in those cases when he refuses to execute commands he knows perfectly well. Whereas when he wants to show dominance over dogs, just a glance will be enough. This breed requires a lot of attention, walking, and running daily, and the lack of these can cause various behavioral problems, including the tendency to dominate. Jack Russell Terrier. Because of his long history of hunting foxes independently, Jack Russell inherits the proneness of being commanding and making his own decisions. Regardless of size, this breed considers itself equal to any large, confident dog that finds it hard to accept orders and be controlled. Training such a dog is not an easy task. It requires plenty of time and patience as he gets easily bored, can't stand authority, and very quickly takes advantage of the situation. So what about you? Is your dog dominant with other dogs, or with you too? Let us know in the comments.